Okay, next, I'm going to talk about my testimony a little bit and kind of exactly how I relate the union of Christ to my testimony. Basically, grew up in the church. Parents were very strong Christians. I was born and raised in a Christian home and just kind of surrounded by it all my life. But somewhere over the course of high school, I kind of just decided to follow the likeness of some bad influences, and I kind of began to go down a path of destruction. And completely removed God from my life. And I just didn't care what my parents had to say about it, and I didn't really care what God had to say about it. And I kind of just did whatever I wanted and lived in sin. But eventually it came a time, and I think everything just kind of fell apart. Ephesians 2 kind of talks about how we're dead in our sin, but through God, and how he is rich in mercy, kind of made us alive together with Christ. And so I think that's kind of honestly what happened to me. I kind of fell flat on my face, and I realized that without this union in Christ, that I was nothing. And so I just decided to stop running from the Lord. And all that guilt and that pain that I had from earlier on, and when I was living in my sinful ways, it was all placed on Christ, and I received forgiveness for my past. I think that's also another thing that we have to realize, that once we have that unity with Christ, we no longer have to hold on to our old bondage and our old sinful ways. And before, my identity was placed in earthly things like golf and popularity and my image. But now my identity is in Christ. And I know I'm not perfect, but I'm also not enslaved to those things anymore. And union with Christ for me is just kind of means that I am no longer finding my identity in things that don't matter, but I am finding my identity in the Creator who paid the price to save me. And yeah, that's how union with Christ relates to my testimony.